Hello friends and strangers, today I want to talk to you about the transformation story, how I went from this to this in less than 2 months time. Now the reason I'm telling you about this today is because today is International Cushing Disease Awareness Day. If you never heard about it, it's fine. It is a very rare disease that I was diagnosed with about a year and a half ago. And before I tell you the story, I need to tell you how I went from this to this. Cushing disease is a medical condition in which your body suffers from an extremely high levels of a stress hormone called cortisol. I am pretty sure you heard about cortisol now. If you follow any mindfulness coach, lifestyle coach, wellness coach on any of the social media, I'm sure you heard about it. They give you all kinds of advice on how to lower your cortisol, meaning how to manage and lower your stress levels. The only thing is with Cushing disease, the reason you are stressed and you are in a state of chronic, constant stress is not psychological. It cannot be solved by meditation, by time in nature, by positive thinking, change in diet or exercise. It is physiological. There are many types of Cushing disease. The one that I was diagnosed with was Pituitary Cushing disease, which means I had a little benign tumor right here on my pituitary gland on my brain, which was causing an overproduction of cortisol. Just to let you know, my cortisol levels were 22 times higher than those of an average human. What cortisol does to your body is it switches it into fight or flight regime, basically into a survival mode. Now that is okay if you are actually being chased by a bear, that's fine, it's actually very healthy for you. However, if you are experiencing this for months and years at a time, it is extremely unhealthy for your body. It messes up with your entire hormonal system and it has visual and physical effects on everything. The reason why Cushing disease is so often so hard to diagnose is because it has an incredible wide array of symptoms, but they are very often treated as separate things rather than put all together, and doctors very rarely look for an overall cause for why all of this is happening in your body. My journey to diagnosis started with one of the symptoms, which is proximal weakness in shoulders and hips. I, about 3 years ago, experienced a hip injury doing something that was completely normal to me. I am very sporty, I am very active, I like hiking, I like hand dancing, I move a lot, I'm a very outdoorsy person. However, doing something completely average and normal, I felt a crack in my hip, which resulted in a labral tear. It took about 1 year to get this diagnosed. After I got a scan, at that time, after the surgery for my hip, I still did not know that I am experiencing and suffering from Cushing disease. One of the other symptoms of Cushing's is that your wounds do not heal properly. So my hip has not healed until after I had the surgery to remove my pituitary tumor. Another symptom that is associated with Cushing's is that your skin becomes very thin due to lack of collagen in your body, which means you bruise very, very easily. So the bruise that I had from my hip surgery, that was the size from my hip all the way to my knee, stayed with me for about 9 months as a nice reminder of what I went through. Another symptom is pain in all of your body. Now, this symptom was very hard for me to accept that is an actual symptom. Because I just convinced myself that I am just getting older, so all this pain that I was feeling in my knees to the point where I couldn't walk, I convinced myself I have shin splints, I had back problems to the point where I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't bend, I couldn't straighten my back, I couldn't stand. I just convinced myself that it's just me getting older. The thing I did not take into consideration is that I'm not 60, turning 61, I'm not even 30 yet, so I should not be feeling these levels of pain. I have finally decided to call the doctor when another of my symptoms appeared, which is obviously too much of one hormone causes hormonal imbalance in your entire body. So what happened is I lost my periods. When I did not have my period for about 3 months, I called the GP. If you live in the UK, you know what a struggle this is. So first you have to manage to call the receptionist. If you manage to call her, she transfers you to a nurse, and if the nurse believes that what you're saying is a reason to be worried about anything, she finally manages to give you a phone appointment with the doctor, not a real phone appointment with the doctor. In a half-year time, I managed to get 2 appointments with a doctor to which I told her all of my symptoms, and I was told 2 times by the same doctor that I am just being hormonal, and it is normal for a woman my age to go through all that I'm going through because I am just being hormonal. At that time, I was also going through another one of the symptoms of Cushing disease, which is being extremely prone to all kinds of infections due to your immunity system being down. I suffered from fungal infections where I lost all my nails. Now, at this point, I was also losing a ton of hair just because of lack of collagen. I had a chest infection that was with me for about 3 months and did not go even after antibiotics. I was told that it's normal for this time of year. Just after I complained about this doctor, I will manage to get transferred to another one who took my concerns seriously. He sent me to get a scan of my ovaries, thinking I might be suffering from PCOS. It was not that, and I am eternally grateful that he did not dismiss me after that. He sent me to even a bigger specialist and endocrinologist at the university hospital. When I went to see the professor, I was at the mental breakdown point. Too high levels of cortisol really change and alter your body and mind chemistry. I was really depressed. I was upset all the time. I couldn't sleep. Everything seemed gray. It was a really bad time for me. So when she asked me, when I walked in her office, she asked me what's going on, and at that point I just started crying, and I did an incredibly important thing. I just pulled out my phone and I showed her the pictures. I showed her what I used to look like, and this is what she saw in front of her. To which she just said, "Well, we have a problem." And I felt a relief that I had not felt in a very long time, that finally somebody is taking me seriously and does understand that this is not normal. This is very far from normal for me and for my body and for my lifestyle. Fast forward 7 months later, after getting a pre-treatment with methyropone, which lowers your cortisol levels, to the actual surgery that I went through last June. This is how magically I lost so much weight in 2 months' time. Now the body takes an incredibly long time to recover from such a huge hormonal disruption, so I am still in recovery. However, the visual changes literally start appearing very drastically 2 months after. This is me 2 weeks after the surgery. The water retention is gone. My weight started going down very fast without changing anything, without changing my diet, without changing my movement. If anything, I was actually moving less because I was bound to bed with horrible headaches after just being on my cortisol drug for so long. So yeah, and this is my transformation story. If you have any questions, I'm very happy to respond to any of them. The reason I decided to make this video is also that when I started to experience changes within my body and well-being, before even I got diagnosed, I tried to look for something that would explain to me what is happening. I wanted to feel that I am not the only one going through this, and I was just lacking any resources that would point me in any direction. I felt very alone. I felt nobody can understand. I felt dismissed by the doctors, which I was. I was looking for a video like this. I was looking for someone to show me that there is a hope for me to go back to normal. I was looking for more than just a picture before, now and after. I wanted someone to talk to me, to advise me, and I wanted to know someone's story that I could actually relate to. So I hope if you're watching this video and you googled it on purpose or you found it on purpose, you can see that you can get back what you lost. It's waiting for you at the end of the line. And I also want you to know that you should not give up. Don't let anyone tell you that whatever you're going through is normal, because it is not. You know your body, you know this is not you. The real you is waiting behind the finish line for you, just like it waited for me. Oh, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you.